welcome to what is already the 4th episode of Beyond Authentic. This is a series of live conversations with some of the most expressive people online. And today is a very special episode. We are welcoming 2 of Erik's Masterclass students in personal branding. And Mette and Steinunn will today share their personal insights and stories on what are some of the struggles that they faced when expressing themselves online. How did they overcome it? And what are some of the results that they achieved once they implemented strategies for themselves? We hope that today you walk away with some inspiration and golden pieces of nuggets on how you as well can be your authentic self online. Now, without further ado, let me introduce to you your host of this evening, founder and coach and speaker on human connection, Erik.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, you remarkable Homo sapiens on this round thing called Earth. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. I am exuberant to see you here today, as today's episode is really, really special. And as you're coming in right now, I would love to know where you're coming in from. As in, where in the world are you right now? We are all, in a way, connected and disconnected. But where are you right now? Just come in with a hi, mention where you are. And I'm in Barcelona, Spain myself. And I will bring on today 2 of my most, these are these people that have get me going a lot during this whole period of time. During the last 6 weeks they have been with me. Before I bring them on, I would love to bring on the person who has kept me on track, kept my heartbeat up, and surprised me from time to time a lot herself. That's my mentee, Natalie van Haren, and she will be bringing on all and taking care of all your comments as we're coming on. Hey, Natalie.
Good morning, everybody. I see a lot of people coming in. Denmark.
Yes.
Iceland, Netherlands, my home country. Good to have you all.
Now, though, where are you right now, Natalie?
I'm dialing in from Dakar, Senegal, West Africa.
I think it's pretty cool because you're the only one I have had on the show from the African continent. So I'm really happy to be here. And thank you for so much. We've been doing a lot of work together already. And we are going to share some of your journey as well today. I hope.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I see that we have people really coming in from Hong Kong, Iceland, Denmark, and so forth. Now, though, I would love to introduce the 2 main guests, the 2 main human beings this episode. I met them about 8 weeks ago. And as we have been going back into a lockdown, very much here in Barcelona, Spain, I will honestly tell you that during the last 4 weeks, especially, waking up, preparing, and following their journey has been the highlight of my life. And I don't know really what it would have been like if I wouldn't have their meetings, the sessions with them every single week. So without further ado, all the way from Iceland, we have Steinunn, and all the way from Copenhagen, Denmark, Mette.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Hello.
Wonderful to be here with you.
Very much
right.
indeed.
Where are the butterflies at right now?
Well,
They're huge. Huge.
I'm a little bit more calm now than I was just 10 minutes ago.
Super. I can say myself, my butterflies, I went to sleep around 11 p.m. I couldn't fall asleep until like 1:30 because I was having so many ideas on what to do with this episode. So all right.
It's not that bright here, so I'm trying to get more light. Sorry, guys.
Iceland,
Yeah, Iceland.
All right. I just want to check in here. Do we have anyone in the audience that actually knows Mette or Steinunn? I would like to know. If so, just like Mette, if you know Mette, if you know Steinunn, say Steinunn. I just like to know, see if someone's tuning in that actually knows you, or if there are other strangers that are coming in right now.
Curious.
To get started, are we ready? Are we ready to share?
Mm-hmm.
Live, open, and honest. You know the journey. I'm encouraging every single one that is coming in right now as well. I'm encouraging you for the next 45 minutes to be live, open, and honest with us. On the topic, authenticity and going beyond it. The entire purpose of this show is to really inspire as many as possible out there to show up as their authentic selves. But I reached out to several of the people that registered for the event today and checked in a little bit. What did they discover? Where are they at? Why do they want to come in? And one of the most common questions or thoughts were, authenticity is such a, wow, everybody talks about it, but there's such a misunderstanding. The concept is out there, blah, 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 but I would really like to know what it is like. So without me saying anything more, Mette first, then Steinunn. What would you like to say authenticity is?
Yeah. First of all good questions are difficult to answer. You have to think about it. And for me, it is a little voice deep within me, trying to get through all the noise. And every time I feel this little voice, it on one hand it makes me a little afraid, and on the other hand it makes me feel alive. Mm-hmm. So authenticity is when I dare to listen to this little voice inside me and follow it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. The little voice within, I don't know where it's sitting, but it's somewhere within. Okay.
I told.
Steinunn, what do you think?
Well, I agree with Mette, but I just experience it differently. It's just the real me. It's my voice, what I want, what I believe in, the real me. Because we are raised with some beliefs in our childhood and through adult life, and we put some suits on and we lose ourselves in the journey. So getting back on track to get to know me, it's been a quite adventure.
Wonderful. Christine, do you know who Christine is?
Christine
Haraldsson is coming in from Iceland and says hi to Steinunn.
Yeah, okay. Hi, Christine.
It is. See, we know some people here. Okay.
Christian, yeah, he's a guy.
Okay. See. Okay, for everybody here. Now, we have 3 main questions to cover today. And the layout for today and everybody's coming in is the moment of truth is where we're starting at. And then we will hear, what did you struggle with? How did you overcome it? What results have you been able to experience on this journey? And then we finalizing coming to an end with a spotlight activity where I would like to bring in the audience as much as possible. Meaning, I will now send the link to everybody here that on YouTube. You can see the link coming in right now. And on that link, if you want to ask Mette, Steinunn, myself, or Natalie a question, if you want to share a thought on what you're hearing, you can click that link and you can join us right here with all of us. And you can ask the question directly to Mette or Steinunn. If you don't want to do that, of course, do it in your chat and we will be with you there as well. Natalie will have her eagle eyes on all that's coming in right there. So, starting with the moment of truth. And this moment of truth includes everybody out there as well. And I would love to know your opinion. Why, for Mette and Steinunn, did you decide to embark on this journey? And for everybody out there now, this means, why did you want to come here today on this live stream? What would you like to get out of that? But starting with the moment of truth for Mette and Steinunn, and see how that interconnects with maybe what the audience are saying. Why did you decide to embark on this journey? Mette, do you want to start again?
Yeah, I think I started on it before I attended your course, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why is that I'm a little fed up, actually, having this feeling that I need to justify who I am, kind of before I get any kind of value, because deep within me, I believe that we have a value the moment we are born. So why should I justify my value? So that is actually why I finally decided to do something about it and join your course.
So is that because you believe everybody has a value, and why should I have to justify my value?
Yes. Does it make sense?
I know you bring in the big picture questions. Mm-hmm. So may I just bring them a little bit more concrete here? So what did you want to do with that value then? What did you want to get out of, this journey that you're on, even before talking to me? What did you want to do with that value?
I think I've been too much focusing on likes. I don't want to. I don't care about likes. If people like what I write or what I share, great, fine. But actually, that's not my purpose. My purpose is not gaining likes. So how to get rid of that need or thought that before I get before I get likes, what I stand for has no value. And actually, that is not what I believe in. I believe that I have a value also without likes.
Okay.
So Keith, yeah.
Let's check in with the audience right there. Is there anybody who can feel the same? And maybe there's a frustration, I must say. Let's be honest here. Is there frustration out there that we are chasing likes? We get frustrated by this liking and commenting and all this stuff and over being recognized for who we are. Let's see with the audience. Is there anyone else who can relate to Mette? Let us know. What is your thought on likes and bringing value to the table? Steinunn, why? Well, moment of truth. Why did you decide to embark on this journey?
Well, I have started my journey just a few years ago to be more authentic me. Getting out of the room and just, hi, this is me. This is my strengths and these are my weaknesses. But I've been afraid to do that online, especially on LinkedIn. And afterwards, when I was thinking about it, I feel like I've been closed in a room and didn't know how to open a door or how the world was. I was just in the room and just waiting. What should I do with this room? I just hearing my voice and I didn't know just what to do with LinkedIn. So going forward to be more authentic me online, because we are humans and we want to be connected with other people. So we are afraid of being judged. And that was my greatest fear. I'm still in the journey to be more authentic me. I think it's a long journey, but still I've opened the door and I'm outside and have already been saying, hi world, this is me.
Okay.
Because on Facebook we do that with our friends and family, but on LinkedIn it's like the whole world. And maybe I was too afraid to be judged by the world. So now I'm just, oh my God, there's so many opportunities and feel like a child exploring the world. So this is how I
Okay.
feel.
Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. So I see that you came in there with different angles of approach, but you're coming towards the same thing as
Yeah.
the values of Mette and being the real you by Steinunn. Natalie, is there something you want to add to there? Because I know we have been speaking about similar angles.
Yeah. And the question that I wanted to raise, as I see some comments coming in from the audience, is that there is this need for expressing their real self, your real authentic self without a mask on. And when I heard Mette speaking about that she had to get rid of these fears or overcome these fears, I was just very curious as to what are some of those thoughts that you had that you were now able to take on. So what was standing in the way before that?
Actually, I think that, when you have a university degree, you have kind of learned how to find answers in books, and suddenly, being used, you cannot find it in a book. You have to find it within yourself. So if you have been taught that what counts is something that is researched and written about, then what you contain of experience and a heart and feelings and everything, that's not in a book. It's in your book, but it's only you who can feel it and who can see it. It has not been peer reviewed or whatever. So suddenly you have to stand up for yourself, and then you have to be ready to meet people and others who may see differently on you, and let go if something is not really doing anything good for you. Don't take it personally, and how to deal with that. And I think that in those 6 weeks here, I have seen actually a glimpse on how I can do it, and that it's okay. That's fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm not sure if I'm pointing below, Steinunn, but
Okay, to
I'd
me,
love
what
to
was
hear
the
you.
original question? I was so deep into the answer. What was the question?
So the question was around what are some of those fears that came up for you to be able to express yourself authentically. So Mette was sharing that she had this inner voice which was telling her to be yourself, but that meant that she had to stop listening to those fears. So how did that show up for you in your journey?
My journey was being afraid to be judged. Just taking the step forward. I felt like a child. Taking the first steps into something new. So I think that my most fear was to make mistakes, being judged. I think that's, and then it's exactly like Mette says, and then it's all right. Nobody's judging you. Nobody's thinking, oh my gosh, is that Steinunn? Everybody's just thinking about themselves, and we're all trying to connect. And I think that's just taking those steps forward. Being that child that has already stand up and it's trying to explore the world is a wonderful feeling. But still you find out that you know so little. You still just taking the first steps.
Thank you.
Very wonderful. You still hear me? No, I don't think so. Yeah, okay, yeah,
Yes.
cool. Wonderful. I'm going to bring you something now because I did some research. I'm going to share this with the audience as well. And we have been mentioning LinkedIn. We have been mentioning authenticity. I would love to. I would love to ask, or I was asked, what is the definition of authenticity? Let's put the elephant in the room out there. Like, what's the definition of authenticity? And I would see if you can relate to this and the audience as well.
Oh,
Like,
your mic is dropping out.
Like my
There's a fallout.
Yeah, that's better.
No.
No. This is real authentic Erik right here. And you're back, I think. No. And thank you for everybody
Typical.
sharing in the comment.
Okay, now I should be back, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. So I brought extra batteries to my mics here, so I'm all good. I want to show you something. LinkedIn authenticity. What is authenticity? Let me put it in a very straightforward, non-complicated way, the most non-complicated way I think it is. Authenticity is being true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
4 words. Being your true self is even 3 words, right? Is there anything else? Because I have, oh my goodness, I have read and I've heard people say, what is authenticity? Well, isn't it being your true self? However, within there, listen to the wording because I loved it. First of all, it is being. So it's not what you are looking like or having or anything like that, right? It is being. And just saying being, it means it's kind of complicated on its own way. But then second word is true. Meaning, right now I am being very, very true to myself, but I could come up with kind of a fake, I can come up with like a little show moderator type of thing here, but then I wouldn't be authentic. I would be performing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But second of all, yourself. You can't. Can you be true to someone else if you're not true to yourself first? But that means literally, if we are talking about being true to ourselves, it really means we have to be able to answer the greatest questions of mankind. Who am I?
Yeah.
So, and I think, during our course, I've been referring quite a lot to who are you, what do you value, what do you stand for, etc., right? So, being true to ourselves, who am I? Can you resonate to that in the audience? And talking about LinkedIn, which we did, and why it seems to be a little bit complicated there, Steinunn, you mentioned that. Let me share something with you. Right now, LinkedIn is a social media platform with 722 million members in 200 countries. Wow. In Europe alone, there are more than 163 million members on that platform. Oh, this is amazing. There's so many lovely people out there. Well, compared to Facebook, it's nothing. Okay, it's not nothing, but it's a little dent. Now, though, so why is this thing of being our true selves on LinkedIn a little bit difficult, apparently? Because here, I want to show you the pure data that comes from the platform. Look at that data. 702 million members. Out of those 702 million members, 260 million members log on monthly. 702 users, meaning 702 people have an account. 260 use it, as in they log on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Out of those 260, 40% engage on content on a daily basis. Out of the 260 million, 1 million create content on a weekly basis?
Not much.
Out of 722 million members on a social media platform, 1 million approximately, right, create content on a weekly basis. And the number one reason why there's so few, can you guess what that is?
It's communicate on LinkedIn. No.
Well, we have been touching on it. What's the number one reason why there's so few that create something, that share something on LinkedIn?
Because it's difficult.
I mean,
Why
it's
is it
different. I mean, we feel
Why-
like it's different.
Why is it difficult? Why do you feel it different?
Actually, I help some of my clients to share on LinkedIn their insights, and to become aware of what is it I know is one thing, and another thing is how do I communicate it so that others can use it.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, people go ballistic. They do it, but why not on LinkedIn? So here, for instance, what are they being? What are they being afraid of? Or being judged? Judged in which way?
Not good enough, not smart enough.
It's linked to ethnicity.
I think it's from the basic needs as human beings. We always want to belong. The challenge of fear of being judged by others, yes. I think, like Harrison says, it is something we are afraid. It's different. We don't know how to behave. Professional view on LinkedIn is something you should put a mask on. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mention it. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the answer right there. The number one reason why so few are engaging, creating on LinkedIn, or having such a fear of showing up, especially as their authentic selves, is because they have said it's a professional platform.
And how often have you heard just you should behave differently through business? But it isn't.
There's a large set there because the content quality is expected to be very high. True, because it's supposed to be professional, right? And professional means it needs to be like, it needs to be all perfect. It needs to be curated and all great. And then suddenly, but also Steinunn, you mentioned the masks. And when you and Mette started with me, we spoke a lot about that. So let's go to your journey right now when I want to show a little bit of your struggle and your overcoming with the audience. So to begin with that, to kind of pump everybody up, I wanted to show 3 examples of 3 previous students of mine. And it looks like that. First out is Essi from Finland. She lives here in Barcelona right now, and she's the international sales director. She came to one of my LinkedIn courses like this, and I said, but we can do a lot more than this. Now, what I want everybody to pay attention to is, this is the before picture of her profile, and just tune in to think, how often do you see this? There's a title, there's a prompt, there's a photo, and then there's a great cover photo there of the beach in Barcelona. Does it reflect what she does, who she is, why she's doing it at all? And then we did an update. Now, she's still in the international sales director. She's still working she's still having the role. She can still promote that role out there. But it's a little bit more connected, isn't it, to what she does and what and why you should be connected with her. The same thing with Irina. She came to me, she lives in Brussels. I was working with her up there. And you know, how many times haven't you seen the black and white? Okay, I'm gonna take this out there. How many times on LinkedIn, especially, professional platform, being our authentic selves, have you seen this one? Black and white, obviously, right? It's
Blue
really
background.
Very cool.
it screams this 90s power pose. I'm serious. And my goodness, don't laugh, because then you're not serious.
We can't take you seriously.
So we did a little. So therefore, I'm going to show. This is Irina. She was a student of mine, and we did an update. Can you just feel the difference right there? And now, last but not least, there are mostly women I'm working with, but there was one brave man that came as well. Lives in Barcelona. He's a founder for a company, and he thought this was great. And then we did an update. And in this case, really pay attention to founder of Watch and Talk method. That's all. And then read the headline this time.
Wow.
So now, knowing for everybody out there, this is what we did previously. And then Mette and Steinunn, you came and we went a little bit deeper. So shall we show the audience what you looked like before and after now? Why are you so quiet now? Okay, we're starting with Steinunn. The thing here is, both of you came and you were already quite advanced. You have to give yourself this. You were already quite advanced at being yourself, true selves out there. Really. I'm going to answer the questions from the audience quite in just a moment. But just now, I just want to show the makeover for Mette and Steinunn. Steinunn, she looked like this in the beginning. She's a management consultant at Intellecta, and you're still there, right? Okay.
Still there.
You're still there. I mean, the pictures, we have talked about the cover photo, but because of a certain summer house, you have been quite busy.
Yeah.
So now for everybody to see, look at the headline here, what she has updated to.
That was quite a journey to get there. I'm still getting there.
So let me now ask, to get to that text, we have been working together for 6 weeks. Can you tell the audience a little bit on how was it to get to that realization or understanding of what it is you do, or maybe the clarification?
It's strange that you don't realize. You ask, what do you stand for? I just, oh my God, I don't know. Why do I do the things I do? I'm just, how can I answer that? But
what do you stand for?
Well, it took me 6 weeks to find out that. I think finally this morning I can say it in 2 sentences. Okay, I stand for humanity, and I've been fighting for equality for such a long time, and I believe that to overcome and have a better world, we need to improve our communications and understand each other. So that's what I've been doing for such a time. And I'm just, yes, of course, Steinunn.
And how
and
have
I
you
believe
been doing?
that people need to understand and overcome some obstacles of stop being afraid and just being themselves like we are doing now. Understand that we have different views, and it's all right. We don't have to agree on things, but we have to understand we have different views. So that's what I've been teaching for several years now. Just you never realized why.
And with that, you're creating this e-learning platform, right?
Yeah, these courses, yes.
See, this is when you go from management consultant, a management consultant, to you are a management consultant because of a cause, of a reason. Yeah. This is why you do it. And right now you have put that reason here. Yeah. You're there because you do believe in, as you said, you didn't say humanity. We were there in the beginning, and I said, that's a bit big, Steinunn.
Yeah. I know.
But here it is, because you do stand for especially, I like that you put it out there, the understanding of one another.
Mhm.
And for you, that is through authentic communication.
Yeah.
Well done. Very, very well done.
And it's a beautiful thing to understand. I don't think that people realize how wonderful it is to understand yourself, why you do the things you do. Just it is amazing feeling just finding out that why, what, how, and it's just a journey, because if you're asked, you're not just I don't know. I don't know why I do the things I do. I don't know why I fight for the things I fight for. But deep down, you know. But you just have to talk to your inner voice, like Mette says. So right, find your own values.
And the feeling and your values are there. And when the feelings and the values are aligned, look at what happens pure statistically around you. And you can even check that from about, say, October, somewhere in the middle of October, you began attracting on its own. Because here's something I want everybody to know. And I want you both to know too. And I'm really grateful for this discovery of yours. I checked your LinkedIn activity, how much you have been posting and all this stuff that people are shouting about. And I will be frank with everybody. You don't have to post and shout to people all the time. You have created, I don't know, but a handful, 10 posts within the 6 months, something like this. Something like that. And still, the statistics is this on your side.
Yeah, crazy.
Now, let's take that question that came in from the audience. I think that's a good little break before we go to Mette.
I'm going to pose this one to Erik. So the question that came in from Kristen is, can you build a personal brand value by being authentic, considering the requirements attached to a brand? Erik, what are your thoughts? What comes up for you?
It starts by being authentic. That would be my answer. And just as Mette and Steinunn are sharing right now, and it's like it starts by understanding your values,
your own values. Yeah, and then you build something. Yeah, exactly. That's my feeling.
Out of that you can build, right?
Yeah.
Once you have that core, it's like you can imagine that you have a ball, and then you can create and align all the energies and synergies in that ball. And once you have that ball, you can create all the outer layers on that ball that you want. And when everything is aligned, it will be a beautiful round ball. When it's not aligned, it will be a very bumpy and a kind of ugly looking, not ball looking at all, ball. So that's what I would say to that question.
Can I add to that question too?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Because when you don't know your values and you're building a brand, like business brand, or just like I understand, like a personal brand value, you can speak through that. You can speak through your own values, and the values of your professional brand should reflect on that. That's much easier to talk to customers, co-workers, if you know that, if you can align. Sorry.
I'm sitting here and I'm just like, am I hearing you say this right now? I wish everybody would have heard you say something like this in the first 2 times we met.
Yes, I know. I think this week has been like a mind-blowing week.
Okay.
Putting everything together, just understanding it in a whole picture.
So the answer is really yes, to start with why. And that why, in all cases, don't have to be your life why, like my life overwhelming why. It can be, what is your cause? What is your purpose? What is your belief for whatever in that project, in this situation, in this role and responsibility with this business that you have? However, I will add, the more you can connect it to your life why, the more you will flow and the more ease and peace you will feel.
Thank you.
Mette, before I think they're coming in more questions right now, Natalie.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to highlight Mette before we go into those as well, so Mette can also jump on. All right. For everybody, Mette, we forgot to take the real before picture from Mette.
Maybe it was good.
Huh?
Maybe it was good.
It was amazing. So we took one in the middle when we had already started to figure out what it is you believe in and what you stand for. And then such. And now everybody that is sitting there thinking, you can literally hear your cortex just talking to you and saying, no, too much. We all agreed it's too much. But you did an update. So you went from that to voila.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And with this,
Very
I really want to ask everybody who's watching this. We have about 25 to 30 people sitting watching this right now. Do you feel that this is clearly telling you first of all, if Mette is someone for you to connect to, or yes or no, and then what she's doing, why she's doing that, right? It's right there. And Mette, you also have made a journey on your own. You have a 53% increase as well. If it's going up and down a little bit for you, but in general, it's very, very well done. And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, actually. And it's interesting with the values also that Steinunn mentioned, because I can see that the values that I just lived by, but without being very outspoken about it. I have my three kind of values are, I have always been someone who challenged status quo. Annoying for some of my bosses, but I can see that has followed me all through my life, actually. And then compassion. I'm a very caring person. Now I'm also learning to be caring about myself, but that's what we're doing together here too. And then this freedom of making, finding out what is making me happy. And actually, those three values are kind of incorporated in why I do what I do for my clients. So I can see that now they have come together. And when it comes together, it's much easier to lean back, being me.
And do you remember what you said in the beginning, what your values were and so forth? Do you remember what you said?
I think I said a little the same. It was just not so clear.
Yeah, exactly. And I wrote them down. You said at that point, freedom, humanity, and equality. And now you have updated it a little bit. But the most important thing, and I would like to highlight to everybody out there too, is that values are not just words that you find on a list somewhere and you're going to pick your top three. I can find it with businesses, brands, and people a lot. Like, these are my core values. Respect, purpose, and which is another one, happiness, right? Or empowerment can be very popular ones. Values is reflected in when you, as right now, Mette, wonderfully said, when you said, compassion, and you can immediately put it to an example on what actions you take on a daily basis, literally, for compassion. That is compassion. Okay. And I wanted to share as well here that with this, the statistics are at your, they are speaking for you, definitely. For Mette, your social selling index is very, very well, and you're on an increase, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a top 1%, top 2%, that's amazing in your case, and we discovered that together. And for Steinunn, it actually became a drop once we did the refinement a little bit. But this is also a good indicator on that you're starting to be more aligned now and talking towards where you want to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Talking about, yes, it is, and then it probably needs to just take some time to connect with the right people.
Yeah. To the audience, Natalie, what do we have from the audience? Let's answer them as much as possible.
Yeah. And perhaps we can jump in as you started sharing some statistics on LinkedIn, because I have a question coming in. And when you post, how do you think about scheduling in your posts when building a personal brand? And I think a deeper question at this, and tell me if I'm wrong, Michael, is when are the right times to post and how to make sure that that message keeps on being authentic?
Well, let's first of all share. I would love to hear from Mette and Steinunn. When you have been sharing your posts now, how have you been doing it?
Do you mean like at what days and at what time?
Exactly. Like, did you schedule it, or did you just write, like, when you felt it, did you write it and shared it, or did you schedule it for a future time?
Just wrote it and put it
me
out.
Too. Me too.
Not
I'm not
overthinking.
It's not very tactic in my world. I'm not very tactic. If I have something I want to share, I just, go through it.
You just share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, don't overthink it. Just do it.
Okay. Now, but I think actually you can. I actually think that there are some time periods that are better, where people are not, asleep out there in cyberspace, or they are more motivated to go on LinkedIn. So I think that there are some statistics showing when and where it's smarter. But I'm maybe not so smart in doing that.
What I would like to add here is that when you have that feeling, that thought, the idea, the story, the example that you want to share, write it. Write it on your phone, write it on paper, write it down, get it down for yourself. I would perhaps also encourage people that if it is 9 p.m. on a Saturday, or if it's at, let me say, Monday at 4 p.m., you have that idea and you want to share it straight away. It could be wiser to consider, I write it down, I create it, but I'm scheduling it for maybe 7 p.m. instead of at 4 p.m. or I'm scheduling it for the next day at 10:30 a.m. instead. I would, however, encourage everybody out there, it's so much more joyful and easier to share whatever you would like to share with your audience if you make that as genuine as possible, rather than you sitting down and trying to really force yourself to schedule every post for the week. But at the same time, we're all different, so you find your own rhythm.
Yeah. True.
What else, Natalie? What else do we have?
I'm not getting any other direct question. I think we covered Kristen already. Globetech shared a beautiful post where he discovered a whole new community as he started being more authentic. Not sure what a relationship is to horses, but he saw some actionable results as he discovered a whole new niche and community that he can now join. So perhaps it's time for, or maybe you want to wait a bit for me to ask a surprise question.
Let me wait for that one, because I'm at the results part right now, and I would love to share something else today that I've been digging up about you. And first, it is everybody out there. This, Steinunn, I went back in your LinkedIn feed, 6 months of activity. Out of 6 months of activity, this is the post that have received the highest engagement of all.
Yes.
This is on LinkedIn. And this is when you're sharing your true thoughts. This is what's on the challenge that you were sent. And again, we are on a professional platform, but when you're more authentic you are on that professional platform, it seems, by the facts, this is when people engage the most.
Yes. It's so strange. It's unbelievable.
Is it really so strange?
No, it isn't. But still, it's strange. No, but what I feel, it's so strange that we really are like this. But maybe we are just learning social media, how to use it,
Yeah.
being ourselves. I think
And
it's so strange that I finally now I think I have used LinkedIn for 12 years. And just now being more authentic.
yeah.
Took me
And
12 years.
Mette has been even, I mean, Steinunn, you have been using it kind of on and off, and what
Yeah.
seems to be like, I went back 6 months for Mette as well, and for everybody in Iceland, a little shout out here. Do the Icelanders, are they a little bit more reserved when it comes to commenting online?
I think so.
Because 6 months I went to yours, and likes, you're better at likes than what Mette is at normally. But comments, Mette receives more comments by people, and it's often the Danish. Although it's an international community, it's the Danish that comments, Mette. And I went back 6 months. I went back 6 months for you, Mette.
Okay.
Your highest performing post was a post when you really shared something from your heart again. It was only text, and you got 42 likes at that point. I think it was 40 likes reactions, and 18 comments, whereof 11 of the comments were from you. Now, though, you shared this. This has been your highest engaged post during 6 months of activity on LinkedIn. And this is again one of those posts when you're very honest. So to all of you to answer, can you give some tips right now to the audience, and very actionable? First Mette and then Steinunn. How did you overcome it to put something like that on this professional platform?
I just did it. I didn't stay in my head. I questioned my thoughts. Can it really be true that if I write this, people would not like it? And then I listened to my inner voice telling me if I'm wrong or not wrong. And we make up a lot of reality in our heads that are not really reality. So when we question our thoughts about what we believe and don't believe what we think, then and we go forward, then we create also another kind of feeling, and we do not react upon our thoughts, we react upon our feelings. So when I change the thoughts, I also change my feelings about what I can do or what I cannot do. So what I did actually was I changed the thoughts I had about what I was going to do, and then I just wrote it, and I posted it, and I found another type of picture.
And you found a different voice in you, and this voice in you, I just sitting here finding again. I received a message this morning from one of the people that have been following you, Mette.
Okay.
And she said something wonderful, I guess, and I asked her, can I share this live today? And she said, yes, go ahead. And I hope this is inspiring for everybody else there that's sitting there thinking about it as well. She goes, I know Mette, and for the first time in many years, I can see a huge, capital letters, change in communication online. I haven't spoken with her for about 2 years, but I noticed the change and clarity. And I was actually wondering what had happened. And she says, And then she says, and there is an assertiveness about Mette and what she offers now that I really like. That is the attraction for me.
Wow, lovely. Thank you. But she's right. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I hope so. I really hope so. Okay. What did I ask there? That was how did you overcome it? And this, you have clearly done it. I mean, when people around you can sense these types of messages, that's your feedback. That is way more worth than a like, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
And for everybody with a business mindset too, just consider what gives you most business. When a person can see and relate like that, or when you get the thumbs up. Steinunn, how did you overcome it?
Well, I was overthinking it. And I struggled to put it out. And then you said, Steinunn, stop overthinking it. Just put it out. So that's what I did, just being curious. And it feels like, and like I said, going outside, it's been like being in a room, and I'm finally being outside to the world. But still, you go back and you want to hide again and just watch world pass by. But being being curious about the world through LinkedIn and learning how to communicate and just being yourself, you take further and further steps, and you get to know yourself into the world. I always use something like that to understand what I'm feeling. Put it in some other respect. So that's why I feel like a child, but I feel like I'm walking outside and being more. What I thought is that, well, I'm just going to put it out. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to delete it.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for encouraging me to take those steps.
You have been doing a wonderful, wonderful journey. And to show you, as just the last thing that I want to show with everybody, these are the type of responses that you have received compared to the clap, 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 you're doing good, yay, go Steinunn, go Mette, you're awesome, you're cute, you're pretty. This is the responses you're receiving now. And they kept coming in over and over. And I just wanted to finish with that one where it says, like, Christine says, I have met two people in her life that she feels is authentic, and one of them is you. So, yeah. This is your graduation day. This is your journey.
I think we have passed.
Natalie.
I'm very grateful for everything, and I think I have seen a difference on Mette, and I've learned so much also from her. So I think that by having the discussions, we learn. Having the trainer and discussion is so important, because your mind is on a journey. You're trying to think differently, and listen to just through the journey is very important.
So I'm being very conscious of the time now. We have 30 seconds left.
Oh.
So, wow, and as this is your graduation day, if you were to describe where you were 6 weeks ago till the day of today, what would be the one word that would describe this journey that you're on and working with Erik as well?
One word?
I can give you two.
One word is good. Blossom.
Blossom.
Inspiring. I'm not very good at use words in English. Sparkling. Inspired.
You look sparkling, Steinunn, as ever. It's radiant off the screen.
To sum it all up for everybody out there, again, authenticity, being our true selves. That's it. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, being our true selves. LinkedIn, an amazing professional context platform where people have tremendous struggles to be themselves, to express themselves, to feel that they have the courage to see it in numbers. You've heard it in the stories. The struggles that we all have, we've been
Your mic.
scared. What?
What?
You're hearing?
You're dropping off and off, on and off. Oh. I wanted to hear that. We will just wait for you. It's fine.
Yeah.
We will not let you go.
Chatting 1 2, chatting 1 2.
Yes.
Okay, super.
Awesome. See? Digital. See, digital. We can't hide. This is live. This is what it is like.
Yes.
Anyway, I was at this part. Struggling, showing up as our most authentic selves, right? We're all struggling there. Yet, authentic people and businesses inspire and they prosper through history of humankind. Relationships and trust are the two key ingredients to any great foundation if it's a romantic, social, professional relationship, wouldn't you say? So if we can look at the world right now, and the numbers say this: lack of trust, loneliness, and uncertainty is at all times high. So what do we need more of?
The opposite.
Yeah. Trust. Relationships, connections,
Exactly.
communications.
And how do we get that? How do we create that?
We share. We reach out. We show
up.
compassion.
Yeah. We
show
inspire and get inspired by others. Yes. Yeah, we show up.
We show up as our true
Let's
selves.
do it. Yeah.
We lead
Encourage others.
by our true selves. We inspire, we engage, and we connect, and that's what you have done right now. And we still have some people here. We have been running over. I'm very conscious about that too. So to end today, I would just like to ask Mette and Steinunn to leave the audience with. So we have been covering the fears. You know, the fears were really there to be judged and all that stuff. How did you overcome it? There is no magical pill. At one point, you simply decided to do it. The results that you have been experiencing, what has been the most significant one? The feeling, or has something special happened as well?
I think it's the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, understanding of ourselves. And
But I think it's
stop being
because
afraid.
our thinking has changed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore also the feelings.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
yeah.
And just do it.
Change your thinking, change
Yeah.
your feeling.
Change your thinking, change your feeling.
Yes.
Well, it has been an absolute honor. Mette, Steinunn, please stay on. I know Natalie has to jump, and I have to jump as well. But ladies and gentlemen, for everybody who came in from Iceland, Denmark, Hong Kong, all around the world, thank you so much for hearing this story. And I hope we have been able to inspire you all to take a closer look at bringing who you are to what you do and how you do it. And today, or if I say this, is the graduation of Beyond Authentic. And I will reach out to all of you to thank you personally afterwards. But from me and to all of you, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have an amazing Wednesday.